Brandon in California. Brandon, you are live with Eric and Owen. Hey.
Hey, what's
Brandon?
going on? Thanks for accepting my call, guys.
Absolutely. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I'm actually calling because I'm kind of in need of help. For the last 6 to 8 months, I've been doing research on my faith. I've been following Christ for about 16 years. And for the last 6 to 8 months, I've been really discouraged and really kind of saddened by the lack of evidence. And I don't think Christianity has any sufficient evidence anymore. And
Cheers.
today I was considering...
Welcome to the dark side.
Leadership. Oh, oh goodness.
Go ahead. So you're considering talking to your church leadership?
Yeah, I'm considering talking to them about, being honest. I'd rather not hide. I may not need to make a whole social media post necessarily, but I do want to be a man and tell my church leadership and just, say, that I don't think that this has sufficient evidence anymore. I love you guys, but I don't think that I can really continue this. And I just don't know what to do. It's hard. And so I decided that this is my first time calling.
Sure.
And, you guys being like this. Yeah.
I got you mixed up with another Brandon. I apologize. Brandon, so okay. I guess the first thing that I want to attack is it sounds like you have this idea that being a man means standing up and taking this approach. And first thing I want to do is dismantle that.
Agreed.
Okay.
Because there are so many people in their experiences. It's so individual. So I guess the first question is, Brandon, are you safe? If you came out and worst case scenario, you lost your community, your family, would you have a place to live? Would you be okay?
Yeah, but I think that I'll be fine. I just think my family just wouldn't like it.
That sounds like a really privileged position, and I'm glad that you have that. I wish more people had that. There are lots of ways of coming out, and a lot of people, after they go, hey, here's my conclusion, here's where I am, then they have to make the practical decision of, is it a wise decision for me to do this in my life? Maybe there are plenty of people who are students who say, hey, if I told my parents I was an atheist, they would not support me through college. They'd cut me off. I would be homeless. I would, all of these different things. People say, there are a lot of people who get jobs through their church and say, if I left the church, I would lose my job. Right. And so in those cases, I wouldn't consider taking the stand and losing your job the being a man thing. Right. I just would advocate for you to make sure that what you're doing is safe for you in your life. And so it sounds like you've got this privileged position of being able to do that. The next question is, it sounds like this is what you want to do. It sounds like you've already made up your mind.
Yeah, it's just hard because I really do care for these people. I love for these people. And not only
Absolutely.
that, and I know, you guys, technically we all have the same position now, but, I followed Christ for 16 years of my life. The Bible is something that meant dear to me. This is something that it's hard. This is not easy. I just wish God would help me out if he does it, and I just feel like I'm not getting any help.
Well, I'll tell you this, coming from a Jehovah's Witness background, generally speaking, there are a couple of ways to leave the religion. If you're trying to leave the religion and stay in contact with your family, then usually they do something called fading, and a little bit of a secret. So I guess I'm probably blowing people's secrets here, but you're supposed to have your publisher's card transferred to a different congregation. So that, the elders in your original congregation are no longer responsible for you. It's the new congregation. Show up once to the new congregation, never go back. Don't say a word to anybody. Then they have trouble tracking you down. They don't know where to go or who to talk to, and you don't get disfellowshipped. And that means that you're allowed to speak to your family again. Or I'm sorry, you're allowed to continue speaking to your family. Generally speaking, in these types of matters, my policy has always been Why rock the boat if there's risk involved? You can continue living your life in safety and in happiness without burning everything to the ground. So in your case, I would say, if you're in a position where you can, tell the pastor, I don't believe this anymore, and that's something you want to do, then do it. But don't hinge your self-esteem on doing it, because there is no reason to hinge your self-esteem on that, right?
And being accepted.
Yeah.
I just to tie in a little bit more on that, people, when you do it, it's helpful to recognize that a lot of people tie their ideas to their personal identity, and it's a very, very dangerous thing that we really, really hope in everything, in what we're doing to help separate those things, because you can change your ideas. That doesn't mean that you're a different person, right? And that means that you can get rid of bad ideas. And that's something that we want to encourage. And so if you were to phrase it in a here's where you're wrong way, then it could be seen as an attack. Not only that, but I don't know your history, but I know that I personally had a lot of preconceptions about atheists. And so if we were to say, hey, I'm an atheist, that can come with a lot of baggage. And that baggage could be, this person doesn't want to have a relationship with me. This person wants to sabotage my relationships with others. This person wants me to suffer. This person does not you know what I mean? And be wary of that. And so when you talk to them, turn it on yourself. Say, hey, there are reassurances that you can make. I want to talk to you about this, and I want you to know that I still love you and I'm still the same person, and moving in that way, because the less that they feel that they, are on the back foot, I think more often the better it goes.
Got you. Yeah, and I think that helps a lot. I guess because I am, even though I've been studying for 6 to 8 months, and I've been, fairly understanding that, I haven't seen as much evidence as I would like to see. Even listening to William Lane Craig, I've been listening to Frank Turek. I've been I try to go after the quote unquote the guys who know what they're talking about, or the heavy hitters, as much as I can in this. So I would like to believe this was something I would tell my leadership, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've kind of went at this with the best that I can, with intellectual honesty, the best I could. We may have our biases in some areas, but I'm trying my best to listen to both sides. And the Bible says, if you seek me, you will find me. I'm like, I'm seeking, but
The Bible covers for a lot of dirt, though. You can also point to doubting Thomas. You can also, point to times when you were not supposed to test God. And so,
there's a verse in there for everything, right?
Yeah. No matter what your view is, you can find something in there that backs up what you already believe. But I would only reiterate what Owen said, and that is, don't tie your self-esteem. That's good advice, man.
Got you. I'll definitely do that. And I'm gonna go at the best way I can. Like I said, this is my first time calling. I really appreciate you guys' advice on that. It means a lot.
Absolutely. Call us back. Let us know how it goes. If you want to, if you feel comfortable with it. There are people in the live chat, and I think it's important that you're calling, because there are people in the live chat who are wondering, well, it sounds like Brandon's asking our permission, and that's weird. But Brandon, I've been in your shoes, man. And sometimes just hearing it from another person, I think you probably had your mind made up when you called, but getting that bit of affirmation, getting to hear it bounced back at you can help. And I hope it helped.
Yeah, because everyone around me is a Christian, so this is it. You guys are it.
Well, we're happy to have you, man. Why don't you join us in the Discord if you haven't already?
Oh, shoot. I'm not even online. I was actually just calling the Atheist Experience just to call someone at the office. I didn't know I was going to be on live, but I said that's it.
Wow. Brandon, I thought we had a connection. Fine.
funny.
Sorry.
No worries. Hey, take care, man. Thank you for calling in.
No problem. Anytime. Bye.
You know,
That's
on
funny.
a certain level, he said that there probably isn't much personal risk to him coming out. But the fact that everybody he knows is Christian is concerning to me. I mean, everybody he knows is friendly with him and loves him and all that stuff. But coming from Jehovah's Witnesses, I know better than anybody that the second they get a hint that you disagree with one specific view they hold, they flip on you, and you would have never expected it. It blindsides you. So I hope things turn out okay for him.
Agreed. Sorry, I cut that off before you got the chance to say that. But yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Agreed. All right. So we've got a good number of callers, but before we dive into the next call, I think it's time to thank our patrons. It's 2/3 of the way through the show already. So I am refreshing the page. And our top 5 patrons this week are Eric Tweet, Desert Heathen, Bethany P., Jay Friedman, and Ward Knipling. Thank you so much